This is the grand finale of Kwame Asamoah Kwateng. The season is shaping African youth with realistic information. Now, I have enjoyed our conversation and I've loved the fact that I have to share this with all of you. It is not every day that you see young, vibrant, and energetic Africans thriving in a continent like Europe, where we don't almost have a place, but people are just taking advantage of every opportunity that comes their way to make the best of it, to shine and to make the best of themselves, putting Ghana on the map out there, putting themselves out there and letting every skill, every talent, every wisdom, every knowledge in them come to the limelight. This serves as inspiration. You are in Europe as an African, regardless of your background, regardless of the reason why you came here, you have to walk that walk. You don't have to walk like an African. And when I say that, I mean you do not have to let your ethnicity, your race, or gender, age, or whatever be a standing block on your way. It shouldn't be the reason why you shouldn't go for that job. It shouldn't be the reason why you shouldn't apply for that position or go for that position. It shouldn't stop you at all. It shouldn't be the reason why you shouldn't go out and explore opportunities out there, because you can. They are there. Don't let anything hold you back. Yes, we're not giving that platform that other race that's gain, but the opportunities are out there. You can still go for it. You can push and you will go through that wall. You will go through that brick, because I am thriving. I've worked in Spain. I'm working in the UK. I came here all by myself. No marriage, no friend, no contacts, no agency, nothing. I did everything by myself and I'm surviving. So for me, that is a proof that even those who came through their families, through marriages, through scholarship like Kwame, you have like more opportunities. You can thrive and you will succeed. It's tough, it's not easy. If it's easy, everybody will be on the top and the top will be crowded, but it's not crowded and there is still seat for everyone, because it is challenging. It is not impossible. It is possible. It's challenging. It can be complicated, but you will get there. So this segment is just to show you how much Kwame has achieved in his 2 terms in office as a General Secretary in the University of Manchester.
All too soon, my 2 years of service to the student body here at the University of Manchester as the first international student to be elected General Secretary and the Chair of the Board of Trustees has come to an end. As an international student coming from Ghana, and the perceptions we had with everything being so all right and perfect in the global north, there were a lot of myths that were busted, lots of new knowledge gained, established new contacts, made a lot of friends, and finally represented over 40,000 students from over 160 countries in the best way possible, with the proud support of my executive team and the staff of the Students' Union and the university. Here are some achievements within my 2-year term, in no particular order. 1. Re-engineered the university's Living Cost Support Fund application process and requirements to be inclusive of different student groups, leading to a successful disbursement of over £200,000 to students from different degree levels and fee status. Secured £50,000 grant to provide emergency loans to financially struggling students within 48 hours of request. jointly led the establishment of the Students' COVID-19 Expense Support Fund to give goodwill compensation to students who incurred unplanned extra costs due to COVID pandemic in 2020-2021 academic year. Recovered over £400,000 in refunds for 436 students for cancelled international field trips due to COVID-19. Negotiated and signed a joint agreement with the university which protected students' right to assignment assessment, graduation, and academic progression during the university's college union's industrial action. Initiated and negotiated the revision of student admissions contract towards protecting students' rights to compensation and or bargaining starting in 2022-2023 in the event of pandemic, industrial actions, family-related challenges that interrupts their studies. Persuaded the university to reinstate all cancelled clinical placement due to COVID-19 to ensure our medical and health graduates were fully trained. Convinced the School of Environment, Education and Development to lift the registration cap placed on course units, hence allowing students to be able to study the course units of their choice. Led the negotiation on behalf of student campaign groups with the university, which led to the university's divestment from fossil fuels. Obtained a £50,000 grant to establish a sustainability fund to support students in putting into action their sustainability ideas. Negotiated for a £1.23 million grant as a seed fund to establish the University of Manchester Students' Union Impact Scholarship Project to award fully funded master scholarship to students from Zimbabwe and Malawi. Secured £20,000 to install sanitary showers in the Student Union's building to make it inclusive for our students who require them for cultural and religious reasons. Gained the university's commitment to install a Braille printer in the library, delivering pre-term time study aid training with a guaranteed on-campus accommodation for disabled students. Undertook a focus group research with student leaders representing the views of over 1,000 students on racial matters and the findings and recommendations accepted as part of the university's 2020 Race Matters report for implementation. Researched, evaluated, and presented an independent report to the Office for Students, the performance of the University of Manchester in implementing its 2019-2020 access and participation plans. Influenced Manchester Museum's successful application for the Western Jerwood Creative Bursaries for 2020 to 2022 and directly contributed to the development and implementation of the Museum's Fellowship Award and the recruitment of the fellow. Worked with staff and student leads from Manchester, Salford, Bolton, and Manchester Metropolitan Universities in organizing a series of top-class symposiums, lectures, community outreach programs, cultural events, etc., to commemorate the 75th anniversary of the 5th Pan-African Congress, which took place here in Manchester. Convenes the university into establishing the first staff and student well-being governance group to provide strategic importance and oversight to staff and students' well-being. Co-pioneered the UOM Olympics Festival with Jake Butler, which saw close to 1,000 students participating in over 12 different sport disciplines. Planned and implemented 5 student-led large cultural events under the Global Week celebration with over 1,000 students participating in my first year with Jake Butler. With the support of our trustees, we enhanced the overall organizational governance effectiveness by creating the action tracking sheets, accessible governance documentation for new trustees and non-trustee members, raised the profile of chairs of our board committees at trustee meeting, and created a feedback mechanism to enhance continuous governance improvement. Contributed to enhancing the university's overall communication and governance effectiveness as an appointed member of the university's Governance Review and Communications Strategy Review Steering Boards. Persuaded the university to dedicate one of its standing board committees to annually resolve and report to the Board of Governors the priority issues presented by the Student Union through the annual General Secretary's report to the board. Saved over £11 million in rent releases for students living in university halls who terminated their rent agreement due to COVID-19. negotiated a 5.3 million rent reduction for students and the ability to request compensation for unresolved maintenance issues, negotiated rent reduction with private accommodation providers on behalf of students during the COVID pandemic, leading to IQ Manchester awarding student residents with a 6-week rent-free period. Resolved for current and future university hall residents holding a 51-week tenancy agreement to be able to dovetail their existing tenancy agreement to the ensuing year's agreement to ensure an uninterrupted stay. Within the university, I have represented students on several committees and groups where I actively placed student voice at the heart of all decisions and discussions that we were engaged in. Influenced the university to have a guaranteed seat for the SU postgraduate officer at all university academic decision-making tables, groups, boards, and committees. Established a formal strategic partnership with Masood Entrepreneurship Center to jointly develop and implement entrepreneurship programs for our over 400 student societies, promote and market entrepreneurship modules to students, and finally, provide student unions trading units and our society supermarket with pro bono strategic business advisory support. Completed the project planning and commenced the implementation of the SU Society Supermarket project, geared towards making our societies financially sustainable while creating an avenue for their leadership to enhance their employability. Commenced the implementation of my flagship employability program called the Project Lab, whose objective is to allow the industry to convert their challenges into projects for students to work on, hence enhancing students' employability and soft skills development. Externally, I was engaged by key stakeholders like Westminster Higher Education, Hopkins Partnership, Manchester African Research Group, Office for Students, Wonky, University of Bolton, etc., as either a speaker, a panel member, or a chair to a seminar, webinar, conference, or a debate. I also got the opportunity to engage with the mainstream media like the BBC to discuss issues around students and COVID-19, as well as the commemoration of the 75th anniversary of the 5th Pan-African Congress, which took place here in Manchester. Finally, I cannot thank my executive team enough for making the intentional decision to let us stick and work together as a team, though we are from 6 different countries and 3 continents. To the staff at the union who made the union a pleasant place for me and my team to work, I say thank you. To the university senior leadership team, I wish everybody would know your good intention, willingness to champion student union's agenda, and the amount of support you provided me and my team. Thank you for all the support you provided me and my team. To the university media team, Manchester Museum, Masood Entrepreneurship Center, and all the university departments that dedicated part of their resources and expertise to our projects. Thanks a million. You are simply amazing. Now, your next General Secretary is Melody Stevens. I would encourage you all to work very well with her. Support her to be able to represent you in the best possible way she can. Without your encouragement, in our hyper-political terrain, it can sometimes be very lonely, sad, and demotivating. But I believe that you will support her in all the best way you can. Thank you.
He mentioned that there were opportunities that he didn't take advantage of, but later on he did begin to pursue them. So I want to share also with you his greatest achievement so far by taking the entrepreneurship journey. And
the 4 finalists in the technology category are Conan Labs Limited, Granted, PolicyCon, and Preferee. I'd like to introduce a short film to summarize the 4 participants.
Kwame Asamoah
Kwateng, the founder of PolicyCon. We believe that public policy is truly public when the public can directly influence it. PolicyCon is a subscription-based policy review digital platform that opens up public and organizational policies to a diverse range of industry experts, working professionals, researchers, campaigners, activists, and other interested parties, allowing an honest critique from multiple perspectives in a controlled and safe environment. We hope to facilitate the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals 16 and 17.
A couple of weeks ago, he was looking for developers in Ghana. So if you are a programmer or a developer, a back-end developer specifically, I think you should contact him. Do make sure to subscribe to his Cocoa write-up so much. Okay, go ahead, continue watching the video.
And second place goes to PolicyCon.
He's just so much of an inspiration, like so much. And like I always say, be you, be bold, do whatever you have to do, say whatever you want to say, as long as you're not hurting anyone. But most of all, stay motivated and inspired. I will see you in the next episode, in the next season, in the next video, and it's adios for this one.
Stay motivated and inspired.